How do you see the market changing or evolving over the past couple of years?
Yeah, for sure. I think trust is like number one. If a client is going to buy a challenge from you, is because there's a clear sense of trust that you've developed there. This is where marketing comes into play, and that might have been because of an affiliate, and that might have been because of an ad, or that might have been because of a podcast that you did. It really depends on where they're at. But I think trust is kind of the number one thing, because the market has been so volatile, specifically within the past year, specifically 2024. So I think that it should be a combination of developing the product so that it keeps up with the changing times per se, and then at the same time developing the trust in whatever way you can kind of manage that. There was a time there last year, at the beginning of last year, where there's a new platform launching every single week, and I remember having potential sales calls with client, maybe having like 15 potential sales every single week nonstop for months. So I think those days are definitely over, the days of a new platform launching so quickly. And I also think that tech providers are doing kind of a good job of setting those expectations of, this is a worthwhile investment. Do you have the capital, to see this through, for these X amount of months? You have knowledge of how to manage the risk or the business model. So I see there being, less players in the field. I see the players that are in the field just continuing to grow. And we have seen that. The big players that have stayed around have really benefited from a lot of these platforms, shutting. And that's really where they've built it on, has just kind of been based on trust.